I stand firmly in the fact that I'm one of the best to ever do this. For the culture, for my coast, and for my city. This is the Best Rapper in LA podcast. And I'm your host, Murs. What up, though? Brother 96, and by the time you hear this, God willing, I will be on the landmass they call Europe. We won't get into colonial geography and how it's not really a continent and all that other stuff, but I love the people who love hip-hop in Europe. Brother 96, and I'm going to Europe, and the first year I went to Europe was 96, and this was my first tour I ever did. 1996, my mother burst into my Santa Cruz Aptos apartment, put some dog tags around my neck, and she drove up from LA with her then boyfriend that would not become my stepfather. And the dog tag said, as a song, I love you, a bushel and a peck, and a hug around the neck. So she said, I love you, a bushel and a peck, and then it had my name and birth date and all that other stuff.
I love you, a bushel and a peck, a bushel and a peck, and a hug around the neck.
A couple weeks later, I would meet the mystic journeyman. I just turned 18, but I was already, living on my own and doing all the things. I believe we talked about that. My first girlfriend, the woman I lost my virginity to, I was, very, very, had never shaved my face. Finally growing my dreadlocks. The worst thing I did was smoke beaties. Planned to marry this woman and move to Ethiopia and live a very Rasta, peaceful, vegetarian life. But yeah, 1996, after a show at Il Parada, Sunspot made me do a song and rap at La Pena. And to hear that La Pena is still going and doing open mics is amazing. I donated to their not-for-profit. Just when I saw it, it popped on Instagram. I gave them a few $100s. I was like, this changed my life. The first time, or second time I performed, I consider it the first time, but I had done little open mics at the Quad in Hamilton, and we had rapped one time in the Good Life parking lot on a Saturday Good Life thing. But to me, this was my first performance, like me and Arata rehearsed. And a song we had called something about the internet, time will bring us change will bring us time, and lost in cyberspace 1999, because that was the year the world was going to end for us. And we performed it at La Pena. It went off, and then we performed it at Il Parada. And then after that, Mystic Journeyman were on their way to Europe. I believe it was like early April 1996. And Sunspot said, "Motherfucker, you want to do this shit or not?" Yelled at me and bullied me into calling my mother, who had just 3 weeks ago said how proud of me she was. Like, I'll tell you the type of kid I was. 55 absences. I graduated with a .545 GPA. My mom kicked me out, let me in, and kicked me out. I came home, got in a brawl on the Santa Monica Promenade. I'm bleeding out of the side of my face because I got kicked in my face by some Harley Davidson motorcycle boots. And me and a ragtag bunch of Rastas and white boys walking to the house, tidying up our wounds with, a Mexican girl, a Serbian girl, a half Korean white girl. I can only imagine, now that I have the perspective, I'm zooming out, thinking of my mom, who was very American black woman, went to LA High, worked at South Central, had no white friends and here's her son with dreadlocks, vegetarian, walking and smelling like Indian cigarettes with the fucking motley crew of multi-ethnic weirdos. We just got in a fucking brawl at the Santa Monica Promenade. And she's like, POP? Pacific? By the Ferris wheel? And then her boyfriend at the time is a dude that drives a LAUSD bus with an S curl and a ducktail, a black man, he's like, what? And he's saying we're just a glorified gang. And So these are like, and so now I'm in school in college. I have one girlfriend. I'm paying my rent. I have my own bank account. Like, and then I'm 2 weeks into this lifestyle after she drives up to celebrate with me. And I call her and like, yo, I'm dropping out of school. I'm taking all my money out of the bank and I'm going to Europe on tour as a rapper. What the fuck? And she basically told me what the name of this album is, which is Have a Nice Life. Have a nice life. Have a nice life. Have a nice life. When you get back, go fuck yourself. And my mom would never say those words, but that was it. You're on your own, kid. Have a nice life. 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 And I did.
God is great, and I'm grateful. I could never be so hateful. I got some cute kids and a woman who was faithful. Food up on my table, my bank account is stable. Royalty check, strange music is the label. Music on point, so now your boy is able to be broadcast on your satellite and cable. Radio friendly, the phrase used to offend me, but now I'm getting spins cause I knew I had it in me.
There was a lot of suffering. I glorify it. And then I go back when I walk the streets of Oakland, I look like, holy shit, especially when I'm there with my kids. I'm like, I would never want this. I understand my mother so much, but it was necessary. I really believe in the coming of age struggle is necessary at some point for anyone who wants to really be free. And I was definitely that. And I needed to get a lot of things for free. And we could go into the tales of the tour and all that shit another time. But Brill of 1996 was a pivotal year. 95 was a hell of a year, literally. Emphasis kind of on the hell. I made it through and now I'm on a rap tour, touring orphanages in 1996 with the Mystic Journeyman and the Grouch and Errata, sleeping in abandoned buildings, performing in a European nation, speaking English and doing ad-libs in Japanese from my best friend at the time. And rapping, selling a tape that had one solo song from me, 3 Melancholy Gypsy songs, and 2 songs from himself. And I sold out of them, though. Sold all 100 of them and still wound up broke selling. I had a Philly blunt with me. I sold that for like 25 guilders, 25 Deutschmarks. I sold that in Cologne. Yeah, all of it kind of feeds into this. Like, it's just all like, seeing a white kid in Germany, like, demanding to see my gun. Demanding. Like, he knows that I have a gun. I'm from LA. I'm black. Stop. Like, he was like, basically, stop being I think he said, stop being the asshole. Just show me really quick. Like, he believed, and that's when I realized the impact that our words have on how we're viewed by the rest of the world. Hip hop was shaping and enforcing, shaping how the world viewed Black Americans and enforcing what the stereotypes white America was putting out about us already. And I'm hearing from some Africans, like, it made us like renegade heroes to some African kids, or a lot of African kids. And, made us spectacles for Europeans and Japanese people, and Australians and people worldwide, but it didn't gain us a lot of respect with people. I think in Africa, it got us some respect. In Brazil, it got, where there were Black oppressed people struggling, they're like, fuck yeah. They felt the anger. They identified with it. And we were winning. We were making money and becoming financially independent, something that Africa and displaced Africans around the world, strive for. So I get how it's appealing to them. It was an extension of the Black Panthers to them, especially if you if you get as much Public Enemy as you do NWA. But I saw that early on, saw the damage it was doing. They're telling, white America's telling them they should be fearful of us and we're maniacs. And then we get on records and say things. And we should have the freedom to do that. Like Italians have the freedom to play mobsters, and nobody's scared to travel to Italy. No one's scared to go to Little Italy in New York, It's just, it's our lot in life. As much as the shit I could have been rapping on, I could have been on some bullshit, because I would really throw hands with motherfuckers. I really would shoot a or thought I would shoot a motherfucker, or was really, in situations to shoot, stab, and fucking fight and rap. And I was living illegally and definitely had lots of opportunity to sell crack or just like pretend to rap about it. Because a lot of the motherfuckers that I see, that I know that you guys respect as gangster rappers, I know for a fact I did a lot more gangster shit than they did. And like, I was in a position where I was like, fuck. I was in a position where, yeah, if I had an opportunity to do a song to sell records, I might have. But I love hip hop too much. And then I got to see firsthand, like that one interaction. I was like, yo, like these motherfuckers really think that's all we are. I gotta be more. Which brings us to Have a Nice Life. And, the title of the album is Have a Nice Life because it's how funny how I just got off the phone with my brother, and my brother was playing semi-pro football for a while. He's a big dude. And he was out in Riverside playing. And if you don't, IE is hood as fuck. And I was like, all right, number one, I'm gonna go because I want to see you play. I haven't seen you play. I was living in Arizona, working on my marriage is crumbling at the time. I guess I'll say this part, like we've adopted 2 children. One is one situation, not blaming the kid at all. It's just none of it. It's not working out. Our family is falling apart. I had to, pay dues, didn't, put me in a financial peril. So I ended up working with, and I was like, okay, this is God telling me, like, I've always been trying to retire. I thought I was retired, and I was going to play Twitch and take care of our kids and be married and live in Tucson, which I love that city. And I love the community there. And I had to get back on a horse. And I went with Strange. Murs Day didn't go the way I wanted it to go. Here, what I thought was a smash.
I let go of it all. 'Cause we never belong here. No, we never belong. So I'm singing these songs here as if nothing was wrong. No, we never belong. For this, I'm on cruise control.
And so I was like, cool, I'm getting with Jesse. We're going to record this album. And now I got to like rap for money again. I got to like get us back to where I need to be. I got to pay the IRS. I got a lot of shit to do. So I need to be on the road. So, I took off the road for 2 years too to get the family started. And it was just crumbling. As soon as I went on the Murs Day tour, it was like the beginning of the end for the family and the marriage. And so I'm back and forth to LA, and I'm my brother saying, I'm going to see you play. And I've been living in Tucson. I hadn't seen any of his games. So I'm like, I'm here recording. Or I don't know why I was there. I might have been recording or something. I was in LA for something, and I was like, cool, I'll come out. And then after the game, once I knew my brother was safe, because the motherfuckers tried to shoot the referee, because it was wild. It was wild. Motherfucking semi-pro, IE football, even Inglewood, like my brother was playing for Inglewood. Shit was wild, bro. It's LA. Wild, Wild West. After it was over, I was like, hey, bro, like, and also too, like when I'm in places like that, I tap in. So I'd already tapped in with Noah. I was like, I'm watching this game. I'll come fuck with you and Curtis and Black Cloud motherfuckers later. My mentorship, same way Lucky did for me. I kept that energy. And so he said, okay, I think it's like Adelanto or something. I was like, okay, cool. I don't know the IE. Nigga, this shit was 2 to fuck hours out from Riverside in the middle of nowhere, but I already told him I was coming. Commercial. Club Red, December 26th in the IE. Christmas show, day after Christmas, December 26th. Get your tickets now. Me, 60 East, Noah James, and Twitch. Not on Twitch. Twitch is his drummer. Rick Styles and 3D Beats. I think that's Rick Scales and 3D Beats. That's the lineup. Tickets are on sale now. Apparently, I'm going to be out giving out gifts on stage. It's an all-ages show. Day after Christmas. Get your tickets now. So yeah, Noah James is there with his crew: Black Cloud, Jinx, Phantom, David. Oh gosh, I'm forgetting some people. Sorry, Curtis. And they're making music at his grandma's house. Noah James' mama is for real crip. His grandma's with the bullshit. So I pull up. I don't know if I still have my Benz at this time. I don't know what I pull up in. No, it's had to be the Prius or something. No, I don't know. Maybe I think I flew in. I was driving my stepfather's Flex. I don't know what I was driving. But I remember that night I heard West Side Right on Time by Kendrick. And whoo, man.
Here we go. I woke up this morning with my dick on hard. Didn't know why till I said fuck all y'all. Or fuck this world, or I'ma fuck that girl. Good kid, Man City, watch my day unfurl. I put my life in these sentences. Fucking right, it's either that or life sentences. I'm relatives with Benjamin. I used to give a fuck about my luck when I was innocent. Now what the fuck is up? I'm at your neck like a penalty, nigga. I need that, bitch, I need that. 24 acres in a mule, best believe that. They say he got smoke like where the weed at. And everything you hope, bitch, nigga, we that. Pockets on jelly price, back when it was 95. Buy a strap.
Jesus, that is a banger. Cartoons and Cereal and West Side Right on Time.
And I run it. And I run it. And I run it. That's ironic. I run it. That's ironic. I run it.
So all of my wounds, hear my tears, all of my tunes. Let my life loose in this booth, just for you, motherfucker. Hope y'all amused.
And I run it. And I run it. And I run it. That's ironic.
It was late night. So back when Kendrick would only get played on the radio late night, man, that shit was fire. Still one of my favorite Kendrick Lamar songs.
Till she can't blink and her eyes get watery. You gotta pardon me, I'm so damn turned. Willing in a two-door with two hoes that follow me, and you know, west side right on time. Tell them hoes kudos, east side right on time. They don't fuck with you though. When my hood getting to the money, the pedal never broke. Came a long way from the ghetto though, but west side right on time. Only thing for sure, east side right on time. Gunning through your door,
I woke up this morning like fuck the world. The hustle South 12, man, I've been through hell.
So on the way there, I pull up. When I'm on the way there, I called him earlier in the day when I knew I was checking in with him to get to the IE, and I hear his grandma tell him, because I think Noah was diabetic. She's like, put on your shoes, blah, 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 something with diabetes, and he got to wear shoes. She said, put some shoes on, Noah. And I said, yeah, put your shoes on, my nigga. You heard your grandma? Like, why? I'm always going to have the older black women back. I don't want to die. So I walk up to the front door. It's black as fuck because it's out in BFE, as we used to say, butt fuck Egypt. And I pull up. I think he told me I could park in the driveway. So I park in the driveway. There's a garage. You walk along the garage, and I'm walking up to the front door. And there's the garage door, and then there's the door for humans to walk in and out of the garage. Once you pull the car into the garage door, there's the side door to the garage door entrance and exit. So that door is on the side of me. I don't pay any attention because I'm looking at the door in front of me, trying to look through, through the little side windows that frame the door, trying to see if Noah's going to open up the door. I think I called him. He opens the door, and I see he don't have no shoes on. I said, nigga, your grandmama told you fucking 5 hours ago to put on some motherfucking shoes. And I think she said something, yeah, that's right. And I turn, and this woman has a shotgun tied to the side of her hospital bed. I guess she's sleeping in the garage. And I was like, oh, she could have blown me away. She didn't say nothing. She was just watching and waiting with the gun drawn on me from her bed, not like sitting, like, how you can lean the back of the chair up. I'm glad I said the right thing, because now, like I said, it's always pays to be on the side of an older black woman. I don't care. Or probably anyone. Abuelas, older Lolas, abuelas, like older women that have made it through some shit, especially older women of color, older immigrant women. I don't even say of color. Old Irish women or old Russian women, older women that have been fighting the patriarchy their whole life and dealing with our bullshit as men. Don't fuck with them. And I'm glad. I was like, oh, I'm glad I took her back over the phone, and I'm glad I pressed you about your shoes in front of her. Now she won't shoot me with the motherfucking shotgun that has tied to, like, rigged to her hospital bed, bro. So then I go upstairs and listen to music, hang out with all the dudes, answer all their questions. We talk till like 2 a.m. or something. Meet his mom, who was really cripping on her way, like getting in a little crip outfit to go out. Oh, man. Shout out to Noah's mom, man. His whole family. Shout out to Noah and Lisa. And so I answer all the questions, try to, do a little impromptu mentorship, few hours, podcast, whatever you guys want to call it. And I invite all of them to go on tour with me for the Have a Nice Life tour. Or no, it wasn't, sorry, for the, I don't know what tour it was, the Road to Pay Dues tour. I don't remember. I don't know. I'm old, y'all. the Road to Pay Dues, they opened up. I don't know when it was, but I took them, and every night they would get in their van and I'll tell them, have a nice life. When I walk away, I'm like, yeah, fuck off. Have a nice life. Because they're just annoying, excited to be there. And by now, if you know this podcast, you know I hate performing. And they're just so happy to be soundcheck and so grateful and so kind and full of youthful. Fuck y'all. Shut the fuck up. Shut up, bro. Have a nice life. All right, y'all, fuck off. Fuck you being happy and amused and thankful. You know, in my grumpy, ornery, old, curmudgeon-y way. It was love, but just fucking with them. Side note, this is where I heard Curse King play trap beats at Soundcheck one day, and I was like, you like trap? Like, it was like when it was like just getting, like Migos had just dropped YRN officially. And I was like living in Arizona, jogging to Versace and whatever the other song they had on there was, the two hits.
Versace, Medusa head on me like I'm Illuminati. I know that you like it. Versace, my neck and my wrist is so sloppy. Versace, I love it. Versace, the top of my Audi. My blood get John Gotti. He give me the dust and I know that they mighty. Whoa. I mean, I just love the Versace store.
But yeah, I was like running a 5K every day, listening to trap music. And I was like, I want to make a trap album, but like a funny trap album. So it ends up with such classics as, I think it's Mos Def.
She got a fat booty, it's black on both sides. She posting pics on Instagram with them open thighs. You know I don't mind the eye candy. I'm from West LA, she from South Miami. No panties, fucked around and her account deleted. Shout out to Hollywood Hope and the crew treated. I don't pay for pussy, but yeah, I fucking eat it. Now she cooking breakfast in my sweat.
But that was the birth of me and Curtis's friendship as well. He went on to produce Shut Your Trap, and he's the Christian, I'm the rapper, which is aging well.
He was, man. Love. I don't care if Jesus is white or if he's black. All I know is Jesus is real and he's coming back. Colors just a tactic that people use to distract. But the Bible say don't argue with fools, so I don't react. Grew up in Catholic church taking communion with a smile. Been seeing pictures of white Jesus ever since I was a child. But then my Catholic priest got caught touching all over little guys. That messed me up when it happened. I was heartbroken inside. Mama went to the Baptist church on the other side of the street. I remember people catching the Holy Ghost falling off their feet. They told me Jesus was black. The pastor said that's a fact. Then that same pastor got fired for stealing money. That's where I realized everyone is crooked. Everybody lies. When people think they gods, they devils in disguise. Peace and love to all my sisters and brothers. Remember, follow Jesus for his character, not for his color.
Now that I'm getting into church, people, are like, oh, I know you did song. Like, it's, D1 had, whatever, 0 followers when we first did that. Not literally, but, and then he's gone on to trump me by a long shot in a very positive way. So he now is paying me the favor's return, or I don't know if it was a favor, but whatever. He's looking out for me because now people are like, oh, real Christian people, when I go in a church environment, it's like, oh, you did an album with D1. I like that album. What they mean to say is, I don't mess with all your secular shit, but the one time you did something with a good human, I fuck with that. Yeah, and also that's where the term "have a nice life" was born. Me being over it and can't believe I'm back rapping for money and all this other shit. Yeah, man. Have a nice life. 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 My manager disappeared. She was my filter. She was the only reason I would sign to Strange Music. The only way I was going to do it was with her because I knew that she was my conduit. And now I don't have my conduit. I almost really fought to get out of my deal, and I stayed because my mother told me, you have to finish what you have to keep. You sign the contract, you keep your word. I was like, but I only signed it because I thought I was going to have help. If I don't have help, like, I knew that my manager was going to help me build something different. I had a champion that had weight and respect in the office that was going to help me build a new lane for Strange. And I was trying to bring Seth's crew and Mayday with me. Like, when you record Strange, like, it's very 8, 9 to 5. Like, there's no weed allowed, no extra bitches allowed in the fucking, or women, sorry. I'm getting, I'm reverting, allowed into the recording sessions. And I didn't understand that. I'm like, why can't we drink and smoke? And like, that's what especially for Tech N9ne, like, that's all we're talking about for the most part. Titties. Woo, areola. Woo, areola. Yeah, come on, bro. How are we not partying in the fucking studio? So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to come Mayday. We're going to make an album in Miami so we could drink and fucking smoke and whatever we need to do. Well, I wasn't fucking, but drinking, smoking. I wasn't smoking, but I was drinking. I was smoking cigarettes. Like, we're drinking, smoking, having fun. And we're going to do a bright colored album cover. Cess Crew, I'm going to get your budget and bring you to LA so that I can have people come in and you can have weed and you can meet other rappers. And because you guys are dope, you just need to be around. Like, you know, Yubi and Godimus are like amazing rappers. Some of the best rappers I've ever heard.
I'm a pound pup, but don't push this. You make a bad dog out of good pit. We could be BFs like good rich, long as I'm a little more than hood rich. My chakras are all lined up, energy flowing on the constant. When it bursts forth from my fingertips, it's a good night, no long kiss. Since 13, I've been clocked in. Since playground, I've been on point. Since capture enemy, I weighed in like an iron giant with a strong voice. Since better no money, you could pay me 1979 when it made me. Now I change ways, trying to stay sane in these fast times and these strange days.
Here I go, fired up, glow same color as a fire truck. Last dragon on bath salts, up in a way I'm high as fuck. In the pocket I'm popping off, pinpoint but not proper. Stealing energy from my enemies, taking in through my chakras. Still verses, build curses. Every now and then I feel worthless. Walking around in the presence of greatness. Why would a nigga not feel nervous? Yes, we gotta build purpose and rep the midi, it feels worth it. Came in the game with a ball and the chain and the damn thing changed. I'm still working, still lurking, kill purping, chonging out when I'm in the booth and my team is up to
like, here, you guys smoke weed. Like, you should smoke weed and hang out with other rappers. Have girls at the studio, bro. DM a girl, tell her to come through. Like, you need to experience all this shit, bro. Rapper shit. This is the shit that muses. Marijuana. Mayhem. What the fuck, man? I'm like, what? This is really strange music. You guys go into very sterile environments and create amazing music and with a party vibe, and then there's no party. Like, that's what made The Chronic, from my understanding. That's what made, like, a lot of great records. I'm like, let's have some atmosphere. No pun intended. Because atmosphere sessions are very business. That's indie rap, bro, is very business. Except for Def Jux, the motherfuckers that didn't last. That's why I'm not talking shit. I'm just explaining the differences of where I come from. I'm on the other side of the spectrum. There's a very clear reason why Rhymesayers, the strange music, are around, and Def Jux and legendary music aren't so much. Because we had fun. We had a lot, to our detriment, probably. But damn, it was good. I'm saying that as in a repentful way, you know. But so that was my goal. And then by the time Have a Nice Life came, the deal fell apart. My manager left me, so I was stuck in this deal. My marriage is failing. My family is failing. And I just tried to be as grateful. And like, you know, Have a Nice Life was the goal. I had the name of the record before we made even have Murs Day. And so I knew I was going to do Murs Day to like ingratiate myself with and get familiar with the strange music fans and drop a solo record. And I wanted it to be positive, and I wanted to bring some God energy, some love and light to this label to balance what Tech was doing on the dark side. And I don't say it in a disrespectful way. I just, you know, I wasn't wilding anymore, and I wanted something to reflect family life. And I knew there were a lot of hardworking people that listen to strange music, and maybe the balance would be appreciated and respected. And also, they were going to take me to radio, and I had my friend that had just had a huge hit record, and I was like, okay, let's make some pop, good rap with a message. And but I started out with the message: God is great, and I'm grateful. I can never be so hateful. And we're in marriage counseling. The marriage counselor was like, it was after one meeting, was like, the last thing you guys need to do is have kids. And then all these adoption opportunities popped up, and we could not take them because we were definitely about helping Black children get out of the system if we could. And I don't regret it, but we didn't make it. The family didn't survive. But I'm fighting through that, trying to have, that's why, like, it's called Have a Nice Life, but it's a black and white cover. Like, it's very, like, I am trying to be the light, see the light. And yeah, Stevan I had met through Richie Abbott. He took Stevan Oreo, legendary photographer, had taken the picture. And I get these visions. Like 316 was a vision. End of the Beginning was a vision. March for President, Murray's Revenge, not so much. You know, like those are collaborative, but Have a Nice Life was a vision. And I was like, okay, I need a white tuxedo. I can't explain it to you. I need a blah, blah, blah. And my ex-wife and I were out one time in downtown LA at the Great Pizzanista. And Estevan did the fucking I hadn't seen him in years, but I met him through probably Cashmere, through Russell Rideau or Richie Abbott or somebody. And he shot For Never cover and the Problem Is video. And I took Jack on tour. So like, we were cool. And he did some t-shirts for Joker brand with me. And like he sold some and then just like, come get the rest and you can sell them and keep the money. I still have some of those shirts, by the way. Just a real solid dude. Always been super solid with me. I really love him and his family. He took the picture for Take It Easy, My Brother Murs, my EP with El-Leaf, E-L-L-I-F, from Brazil.
Did I just miss you, or do we have an issue? The way you dismiss me, I would never dismiss you. Left me on red, never meant what you said. Shouldn't have let all them compliments get to my head. You didn't mean it, should have seen it from the jump. Wasting my time, I ain't even what you want. Had your interest for a second, then you moved on.
I consider him a friend, a really good friend. So I saw him, this is, 2012, 13, we're at Pizzanista. He's always, and it was at the time, always down in the Skid Row area where his office was. And he did the mafia thing and like covered my pizza, came over and met my wife at the time and just was real kind. And then, when I got Strange, they had a relationship through Richie with them. So I was like, yeah, let's get Esteban to shoot these covers. And I told him this is like, I showed up with everything. I was like, I want to hold this cake. I went to Ralph's in Culver City, got the cake made. All this myself. Art direction. I went to go on Culver City right there by the Fox Hills Mall. I think it was almost where a lot of black LA rinsed their tuxedos from. Went and got a white tuxedo. Had some chucks or something on. And I had my black leather, soft black leather Marc Jacobs skate highs. And that was the idea. That was Have a Nice Life, the album cover. We went to get tacos at this crazy place. And now it's a real taco spot. Before it was like a cart. When Esteban first took me, there was a cart. Then they kind of like still had the cart, but they had bought the building, but they hadn't renovated now. So now right across from Pizzanista is a taco place that's amazing. And that I think it's a woman that owns it, has worked her way up from a cart outside that space when it was just a vacant building to being able to use a vacant building for our customers to sit, to being able to have a full-on restaurant. That's beautiful. That's the America I love.
God is great, and I'm grateful. I could never be so hateful. I got some cute kids and a woman who was faithful. Food up on my table, my bank account is stable. Royalty check, strange music is the label. Music on point, so now your boy is able to be broadcast on your satellite and cable. Radio friendly, the phrase used to offend me, but now I'm getting spins cause I knew I had it in me. Industry on envy, my foes wanna friend me. Money saying spend me, the homies saying give me, and I would still be rapping if I never made a penny. Believe it when I say it, make it real. If I could do it all over, I would still take the deal. For that type of opportunity, a lot of kids would kill, but I would never murder, I would much rather yield. I don't wanna rule the realm, I just wanna ride the storm and let God take the helm. Tell my sons to be better than they old man was, and pray to get to do the things an old man does. I don't wanna hide my gray, I don't wanna dye my hair, cause a lot of my homies died before they got there. I carry on the legacy, the only goal to set us free and drop another classic after 30 years of pregnancy. Classic is creation, all creation is a classic, especially in the track is tuned in to the master being love. And love being light, and everyone's got opinions. We all love being right, and we love what we learn, making wrong turns in life. I earn what I earn, I ain't concerned with the hype. Fight with the open heart, love with an open mind. You gotta trust that you know where to start and where to draw the line. And when it's show time, make peace with it. Never worry about the perfect life, let the priest live it. Give it time, let it work itself out. Meditate on the better things, never dwell in self-doubt. Sitting here waiting on you because if love brought us up, what's hating gonna do? So you should hate a few and try to love many more, and always let karma settle any score.
Dear Heavenly Father, today it was placed in my heart to ask a special prayer for our son, that his talent that you gave him on this new album allows him to let his light shine to the ends of the earth.
Give me war, I give you peace. We give give the most to those who need the least. You didn't speak up when they held me down, so you should keep your mouth shut while I hold the crown. And if you held me down when I was downtrodden, you'll always be around, you'll never be forgotten. I put the fame last and I made God first, cause that's how my brother said relationships should work. Working overtime, cause I'm hoping over time that my work will be respected and the world will know that I'm the California kid that went and did the impossible. The coast crowned me king, cause I conquered every obstacle.
What's up, though, Negro? Hey, ownership, man. Take that, man. Do your damn thing, man. Straight music, man. I'm proud of you, man.
Strange music.
Oh, shoot. We out. Later. We loaded.
Yeah, I could never be so hateful. Got some cute kids and, you know, industry is stable, you know, talking about all my dreams that I haven't played on the radio. In the middle of it, I go sitting here waiting on you, just to reference the breakup song. And trying to like reference like not breaking up with my wife. Cause if love brought us up, what's hate gonna do? That type of shit. Just really fighting and hopeful. It came to a point where in my marriage where it's just like I couldn't live in the house and do the album because the tension had gotten so bad. And like it was like crying. At one point I had to choose. Like I was like, hip hop, regardless of if we work out or not, I have to rap because now we're in debt. We have, you know, I own multiple properties at this point. I have 3 mortgages to pay, 2 kids, and my wife wasn't working. My ex-wife wasn't working. So I'm like, all right. And by my choice. So I made a commitment to provide for you. You and our relationship is making it challenging for me to provide. So I need to go. And sometimes I take my youngest with me and, and we would ride together and, biggest flex, but maybe not really is like, like we're riding to LA from Tucson driving, no screens, just me and we loved this. We listened to the Moana soundtrack. They dropped the soundtrack before the movie dropped. So the soundtrack dropped and then we were driving and we just listened to the whole thing and singing the songs, which were slaps.
Well, come to think of it, kid, honestly, I could go on and on. I could explain every natural phenomenon. The tide, the grass, the ground. Oh, that was Maui just messing around. I killed an eel, I buried its guts. Sprouted a tree, now you got coconuts. What's the lesson? What is the takeaway? Don't mess with Maui when he's on a breakaway. And the tapestry here in my skin is a map of the victories I win. Look where I've been, I make everything happen. Look at that, mini Maui.
But also we had the Souls of Mischief 93 Till Infinity Deluxe Edition. It had the instrumentals and we would legitimately freestyle. Me and my 4-year-old are like 2.5, 3. He's sitting in a car seat and we are like, he's just, what? And like, again, play that one. Again. And hours of us freestyling, talking, and so those road trips were like priceless, man. Anyway, going back and forth to LA to record this record, my brother Stephen Wayne, he's been someone who has stood by my side and seen me through all phases and like, knows me the way like the barbers are in Black communities. My mother's hairstylist and my barber for so many years and during some really tough years for me and my family. And his mother was a therapist. He just had to understand such a beautiful human being. And he was supposed to sing the hook. That's what my brother says relationships. That's how my brother says relationships were. I call him my brother. Because he calls my mom. Yeah, man. And like, he's I like changed turn, I finally like, I think committed to this new life and I was marrying I was getting married for the first time. And, he pulled up, I was walking with my wife in my ex-wife in my own neighborhood. And he walked up to me. He was like, "What's up, Nick? When's the last time you like knocked somebody out?" And then my ex-wife was like, "What?" Like she didn't know, like we had just started dating. And I was like, "Bro, like this is, this girl's from Tucson. Like she doesn't know me like that, not like, and he's not also he wasn't really aware of my rap career. And if you listen to the podcast, like that's probably the best podcast interview I'll ever do because that's somebody who knows me. You never judge me, but you asked the most important question. And what's that question?
How's your relationship?
That didn't resonate with me until I was 44. It really hit me because how is it that I'm on my second marriage and now I know better than to share what's going on in my marriage with anyone because that's an intimate relationship. So if I don't want any input on what goes on with my wife, how much more intimate is my relationship with the creator? He had no idea who I was or this persona or, that's the thing too, is like what Chase would tell you, people who know me would tell, like, I definitely lean into the nerd backpack weirdo shit a lot. So I like just keep everything else quiet. Like nobody needs to know. And then I ended up having my mom do a prayer there instead of him because he didn't get back to me for whatever was going on with his life. He has 3 kids and whatever.
Dear Heavenly Father, today it was placed in my heart to ask a special prayer for our son, that his talent that you gave him on this new album allows him to let his light shine to the ends of the earth.
And then I had my little brother do the outro. And that's his ex-wife acting a fool on the end.
What's up, though, Negro? Hey, ownership, man. Take that, man. Do your damn thing, man. Straight music, man. I'm proud of you, man.
Strange music.
Oh, shoot. We out. Later. Reloaded.
But yeah, like the 2 people I felt like who knew me, I wanted to start with like Have a Nice Life was like, this is my genuine album. Like working with Jesse, because Jesse didn't do all the beats, but he executive produced it. So I would run every beat by him before I wrote to it. And every song I did. Curtis did a lot of songs on this one and that didn't make it. And Jesse was just like, nah, it doesn't fit. So I let Jesse executive produce it and do a lot of the beats. Most of the singles are bangers. But then I wanted to keep the Mayday vibes going, so I went back to Miami. And what I will say when I listen back to this album is like there's something, as I can give Strange a lot of credit for a lot of things, another thing I'll give him credit for is when I wanted to not create in the Strange bubble, they made sure I was comfortable. If I wanted to, I could have had a hotel on South Beach, but that was too far from the Mayday studio. When we did Merce Day, I was staying on South Beach at a nice hotel. I had a ride to and from the studio every day. I had nothing to do but create. They created this environment and bubble wherever we went. Even when I asked to have money for Cess Crew to come out, Cess Crew had a bubble. They had a room in a hotel, Hollywood hotel. Everything was taken care of. So all I had to do was create. Have a Nice Life was recorded in the garage of my home in Tucson. I recorded it myself from a beat 2 track someone sent me, and we sent it over to Strange to have it mixed and mastered because they do that excellently. It sounds great. Creatively, I had nothing to do but I think that friction in my personal life made it even better because I was making better songs. Like, that's how artists are. If you're bleeding, sometimes it's better. But it's like, it's like you can't be all the way down. You got to be like, when we get to California, I was out for the count, y'all. And we get to Strange Journey. Like I'm bottomed the fuck out as far as life. I thought Have a Nice Life was a rough time. My niggas, this shit got mad real. Mad real. So this is what I still think I'm gonna be able to save my marriage and my family and keep my dream of living in Tucson and being a Twitch streamer. Imagine that in 2015, a black man, or 2015, 2014, a black man thinking that he could make a living being a streamer and be a huge streamer, and that doesn't happen until now. Kai Cenat, I Show Speed, and motherfuckers thought I was crazy and didn't understand. Motherfuckers just want to watch you play video games and watch you talk, cuz how much they gonna pay me to do that? I'm like, that's not how it works. And to see the CEO of Twitch say that Kai Cenat and I Show Speed aren't on the Mount Rushmore streaming. I get it, because like a lot of people don't know how long Twitch has been around. Haven't been to PAX, like all the conferences I've been to. I get it. Like there's Goldie, there's Waffle, there's I don't even know the biggest streamers, you know what I mean? There's Ninja, like they've been around for years. It's like putting motherfuckers on the Mount Road, like motherfuckers, black people are taking offense to it. I'm like, they didn't put Obama on Mount Rushmore. It takes some years. Like, Twitch and Justin TV, like the streaming thing is mad older than a lot of black Americans know about. But, he could have handled it better. So I can definitely see Kai Cenat being on there. There's no way Kai Cenat is not on there 10 years from now, you know, but if you don't want to put him on just yet, it's like he's still in the league. That was my problem with like the double XL freshman cover. I think it's great in some ways. In another way, I think it's like you put a kid on the cover of a magazine, like where do they go from there? Like nobody goes into the Hall of Fame or Mount Rushmore their first year in the league. You could say like we all knew LeBron and Kobe and like all these people were going, you know, Hall of Fame level, but are they Hall of Fame now? No. They still have a career. They still have to play. And I think it's better. Like, don't put me in cement. Don't put me on a wall, you know, yet. You know, a lot of people, I think like a lot of people to me did that with Kendrick early on. I'm like, we haven't seen what he could do. Wait up. Like, I knew, like, you know, and anyone who, I won't say I'm not special. Like, anyone that has a music, I think it's special to have an ear. That's why I'm in the music business. Like, anyone with the ear could know, like, chill out, y'all. Like, he's just getting started. And here we are, you know, like, you know, we were right. I'm not gonna say I was right. Like, yeah, like, it's like, y'all gonna have some shit you love way more than the shit you think, you know. And I think the young man handled everything so superbly, because that was just a lot of weight and a lot of like to put on somebody, you know. And then I end with the coast crown me king, because, you know, and that's what I feel like when I was saying I was king of the coast. Like, I was starting to see all of those seeds I had planted, and to me, that's what, you know, a lot of rappers want to say they're king, and it's just like, because you're the best doesn't make you the king to me. How do you provide opportunities for your people? Are you leading a village? Are you leading a community? Are you the king of what? Because you've done what? Are you a dictator or are you a leader? You know, like, Christ is king in my world, like, you know, but what is he giving me? In my eyes, he's giving me everything, you know? That to me is like, that's what the king should be. The king should be people who are rising, uplifting his community or his I won't say his servants or whatever the fuck the term is. I've been talking too long. And so that's why I ended with the Coast Calvin Cream. Because I went and did the impossible. Like, I'm a kid from LA who forced the labels to come to me. They never shopped the demo. You know, I made a festival for us, for the outside kids. And I, like I said, for everybody, from Tyler to Nipsey to, you know, to everyone, to Dom, you know. And we'll get into that on the next song, Surprises, next week. Have a nice life, have a nice life, have a nice life, have a nice life, have a nice life.
Believe it when I say it, make it real. If I could do it all over, I would still take the deal for that type of opportunity. A lot of kids would kill, but I would never murder. I would much rather yield.
Oh shit, I forgot. I don't want to dye my hair. I don't want to hide my gray. I don't want to dye my hair, because a lot of my homies died before we got there. Whew.
Things an old man does. I don't want to hide my gray. I don't want to dye my hair, because a lot of my homies died before they got there. I carry on a legacy. I only go to set us free and drop another classic after 30 years of pregnancy. Classic is creation. All creation is a classic, especially in the track is tuned in to the man.
I just started getting gray hairs, y'all. Before I had kids and a wife, I didn't understand what whiskey and coffee were for. We adopted a baby at 2 days old out of nowhere. It was a surprise call. It's a longer story, but yeah, out of nowhere. We did not want a baby. I did not think I was good with babies. I'm probably still not good with babies. Me and my son laugh about it now, because I just kept it real with him. I was like, cuz I was not fucking. I'm jumping on the bed in the hotel screaming, shut the fuck up, cuz. Like, like I'm losing my mind on this beautiful blessing of a human. Yeah, man, the gray hair start coming. And, you know, that's another reason for the black and white cover. Like, you know, like, you're going to see the little grays in there. I want all that. Because, yeah, man, talking to my brother this morning, like, you know, today is the day that I did transition. And I miss Mikey's on this album. My brother's best friend, my little brother, Ant, had passed away. Our homie Eric had passed away. My brother's other best friend. The you know, the son of my mom's boyfriend that lived next door to us. Like, that, like, wasn't like a home. Like, that's my brother. Like, you know, like like, he had Super Nintendo. We had Nintendo 64. I was old school. I wanted to play F-Zero. So he had a waterbed. I would go lay on his waterbed and play F-Zero. He would come lay on my bed and play Cruising USA. He wanted Eggos. I wanted Apple Jacks. We had Eggos. He had Apple Jacks. Like, we would just eat each other, like, leave our doors open and just go back and forth. Like, that is my fucking first person who ever told me he was proud of me when he heard For Real. Like, but he was a street dude. You know what I mean? Like, it's just 4 or 5 we talked about on this podcast. Like, you know, it's just like, when I started traveling outside of my neighborhood and realizing, like, oh, this shit isn't normal. Especially where I'm rapping with motherfuckers from Def Jux and, like, you know, like, I'm not in the hood rapper family. That, you know, once again, like, I come from some shit that I'm really trying to outrun still, unfortunately. But I can't not be a part of it because it's just in me. Then it was just like the black community, which is under attack from so many angles and from within. My homies never got to see gray hair. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you can laugh with kids you grew up with, like, ah, ha, ha, ha. And, you know, like, you know, I was at my homie's birthday party recently. Like, he had all his homies from high school there. Like, I don't have that. So I was bused to a different high school. It's all the different, but the people who lived in my neighborhood is not a lot of us. You know, when we get together, unfortunately, it's usually at funerals and shit like that. But how dare me hide my sign of age? Because for a black man in America, what a blessing it is to be able to age, to be able to show gray hair. Coming out of our generation, especially Gen X and black Americans, whew. Even now, like, I want to make it to full gray, till my locks are completely white, you know? We just lost D'Angelo, Aesop, Sasha, Double K, Shock got there. And I love, like, Shock never dyed his hair. Like, this was, like, never dyed it to hide the gray. He dyed some crazy funky colors, but, like, I don't know, I won't say never, but when he was with me, like, you know, he was just gray, a beautiful full head of hair, and still could do like a full backbend yoga. He was a yogi. That shit was amazing to me. So, like, I don't want to dye my hair. You know, and I had homies come to me like, for real, you're not going to do it? And they would do it anyway, and I wouldn't judge them. Some of them were like, okay, like, if you're not going to do it, I'm not going to do it. Like, and still be dope. You know what I mean? Like, and still kill shows and still be able to jump and touch your toes and all the other crazy shit I do on stage. And my aunt, who recently passed away, rest in peace, like, she was fully gray by the time she was, I say, late 20s, maybe 21. Like, it was just genetics too. So I didn't feel like a kind of way about it. She was a bodybuilder and ran marathons and shit with full hair, gray hair. Like, she just very spectacular looking, dynamic looking woman, you know? So there was just never any shame around it for me, and more honor and, like, just celebrating blessing. And yeah. Yeah. And, I forgot the other thing on the album cover is I purposely, cut my mustache like my father. That's how my father would do it. So me and my brother were wearing our mustaches like that for a little while. Not that I knew that from too much experience, but from photos we had popping up of him. And as I became a father, and, you know, my father was in my life till I was about 3.5. So I don't really remember much at all. So once I had got past that point with my son, I was like, oh, this is a milestone. So it's symbolic of a lot of shit. And that line, you know, meant a lot. It was just me sitting, like, you know, feeling my family crumble, like, really being happy that, like, I had a place to record and live with a pool and a house and a wife and a family, and it just didn't work. And so this was, and I'm trying to make it work. And so that, you know, a part of that was like, yeah, I'm old. I want to be old. I want to be a homebody. I want to, you know, live in Tucson, like a retirement haven. Like, I like old people. I like, you know, I want to be old, like, one day, and healthy. And so they're just kind of bringing it, like, having a nice life means, like, enjoying the age. Like, yeah, let the gray come in. All right, y'all. Have a nice life. 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 Thanks for listening to the Best Rapper in LA podcast. Make sure you subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Make sure you never miss an episode by subscribing on Spotify, Apple, wherever it is. If you like the show, leave a review on Apple Music or Spotify. And to support the podcast directly, go to patreon.com/MURS316, Murs316. See y'all next week. Peace.